My name is Ellie Venn, and I am a self-proclaimed groovolutionary. I love music because it's the one place where I really feel in the judgment-free zone. I feel like my imagination is my most devoted guide, and when I decide not to follow that guide or decide, oh, I don't believe I can hit the high note, I don't believe I can do that, then I can't. But the minute that I actually fall all in and I actually commit, anything is really possible. So go ahead and hit the subscription button and the notification bell, and we will meet right back here. My parents came from pretty charged backgrounds. They were both victims of war, fleeing for their safety. And so I wasn't taught that people could kumbaya and sit in circles and that all different kinds of people could coexist happily. I was even taught to guard some of my vulnerability, some of the source of my greatest lyric and my greatest creativity, because it would be perceived as a weakness. But I figured out pretty early on that music actually was a place where all of those rules did not apply, where people from different places and spaces, and also people with really different kinds of talents, actually were coming together to create these amazing experiences. But those beliefs that they carried forth with them and tried to pass along are their limiting beliefs. They are limiting beliefs. Hear me? Limiting beliefs. Beliefs, ideas, everybody's got one. Some people carry beliefs that make them think they can do anything, and some people hold on to beliefs that let them believe that they can do nothing. You may have even inherited some limiting beliefs. In music, I knew that was that without question, I was going to dispel that belief for myself. So much of art is believing in the possibility of things. And again, when you think of music, think of all the people coming to the table with all of their limiting beliefs and their families' limiting beliefs. And still, it is without limit. Something beautiful and timeless emerges. So here's a great story. I was recently in studio, we were tracking, and while we were tracking, we were creating the song a bit too. We were rearranging things, and so I was asking the engineer to move things around, and he said, I'm not an editing engineer. And he was like getting really frustrated, and this is like one of the greatest studios in the world, and he was actually getting frustrated because he had simply decided that activity was like a mixing act, which it really isn't. I mean, that is actually a writing tracking act, if you want a tracking thing, if you want to know the truth. But he had it in his mind that the mixing engineer would manage that. Anyways, I said to him, well, so he told me, he said, I'm not a mixing engineer. And I said, but you are. My point being that he, while doing all the things that a mixing engineer would do, was telling me that he wasn't a mixing engineer. So his limiting belief was making him think that he wasn't something that he was. And thankfully, I have been thinking about these things long enough that I was able to convince him to. And we made beautiful music together. So what can you do? Dispel your limiting beliefs. Recently, I was having a little bout of negative self-talk, and I'm like thinking, gosh, I mean, I'm not even really like a songwriter. Nobody knows I'm a songwriter. And then when I looked on Spotify, and I have like 157 songs that I've written, 100,000 people a month who listen to my music. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm a songwriter. But the truth is, other people don't come about and say like, oh, are you feeling a little tender about who you are today? No. So it's important to let the facts and let our actual work speak as loudly, at least, as the opinions of naysayers. My name is Ellie Venn. I'm a self-proclaimed groovolutionary. What do you do to get in your own way? Tell me about it. You know I want to know. Come on.